Here I am in Pensacola, Florida. I'm 1,000 miles from home, and guess where I'm at here? Here we are with ABOM. Adam Booth meets TUBALCAIN.
It's nice to meet you. Finally, I get to meet you face to face.
Yeah, and your voice was so familiar, you know, to millions of us. So
yours is very familiar too. Sounds like I'm watching your videos.
And look at this.
We've got the swag on.
Got the flag on, and even I've got.
Oh, you got your shirt on
Yeah.
too? That's right.
I don't know if that shows up or not. So, all right, I'm gonna turn this off in a moment here so we can.
Okay.
All right, we're still outside, and we're gonna walk on into the shop here. And this looks familiar to all of you, I'm sure.
Hey, I just want you to know I swept up and I even brushed the machines off for you too.
And the excellent familiar smell of cutting oil that is typical of every shop I've ever been in, and it's comforting. And you know, the shop, Adam, is a little narrower here than I would have thought.
That's what everybody says when they come in. I think the GoPro makes it look a little bit bigger than.
I think so, and it's as long as I expected, but it's, you know what, 14, 15 feet wide.
It's 18 foot wide outside the walls here.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty close to that.
Yeah. And here's the area where Adam operates out of here with the, oh boy, he's got as many Kennedy boxes as what I do.
Oh yeah, they're lined up down the side here.
I still got some that are in storage that I have no bench space for them.
Yeah.
And
that's where I sit and do my video work. You see where that's where I keep my camera when I'm talking to it. I'm making my SNS videos.
yeah. I'm going to do a quick walk around,
Go ahead.
and then we'll turn this off and talk.
Go
And
ahead, do your thing.
oh yeah, you got more Kennedy boxes than I do, and I love the lower units, the risers, I guess they call them. And
Yeah.
I don't have a wide angle lens on here like Adam has, so you're getting a little bit different view.
See this box right here? You go ahead and put this. This is, I've never talked about this box. This was handmade by a man named Mr. Marlowe is how I know him. Brother Marlowe, he was a preacher down here at Northside Baptist, and he was a machinist years ago. He gave this box to my dad back whenever they started their shop in 1972. And then when I started working for Dad, it was just sitting in the back of the shop, and he gave it to me. And it's just an old box, and I don't believe I ever talked about that on my videos.
No, not that I remember, and I think I've seen all of yours.
Yeah.
Except the last two that you put on this week, because I've been on the road now for
Oh yeah.
for 6 days. And
Well, SNS just came out when you're right over here. It's 2 o'clock here, so they're out now.
the what? Oh,
Saturday night
oh,
special.
your Saturday night, yes.
Oh
Yes. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off here and then talk to Adam, but you see, and we'll get back to some more footage here. All right, I'm here in Pensacola now with Adam Booth, and we're just having a little chat and a good time, and several other people have stopped in, and he's showing me around the shop, and it was just so good to meet you, Adam, and we were talking about how we find things, and so why don't you just, I like to go to flea markets and garage sales, I think you all know that, and I know you do, Adam.
Yeah. Well, I like to go to the flea markets, and I'm lucky enough, I seem to be very lucky, that I have a really nice flea market just a couple miles down the road from me right here that I go to, and it seems to make a lot of people envious of what I find down there. But I enjoy going down there occasionally on the weekends, or Saturday or Sunday, and you just never know what you're going to walk away from. You may find you a nice Starrett tool, or you might find you a nice C-clamp, or some cutting tools, or anything, you know.
Well, that's what's so interesting. You never know what you're going to find at a garage sale or a flea market. But at a garage sale, 3/4 of the time, it's what I call a rag sale. It's baby clothes and stuff like that. So then I get right back in the car. But it's the search is what's fun, I think.
It is. It's all about the pick. That's what I like to consider as the pick. So, like me, and there's a few other guys that are regulars down at that flea market that I go to, and we're all doing the same thing. But all of us have sort of that one type of tool that we're looking for. for me, I'm looking for machinist tools,
Yeah.
metalworking tools, and things like that. So we're all down there early, and we're all walking through fast, trying to get the early buys of the day. You know, trying to find that little gem hidden in all the junk on the table.
You're always trying to get there first, and you know what is really upsetting is when you see a man walking and he's got a tool you would love to have, and you can see that he just bought it out
man.
from under you.
Oh yeah, there's been a couple times that I've walked back up to a table ready to buy something that I looked at, and somebody was walking away with that tool. Man, that'll upset you every time.
I know it. Or sometimes I'll stop a guy and say, "Where did you get that? And what did you pay?" And if he's paid a large amount, then I'm figuring, well, good. I couldn't have paid that much, and I'm glad you got it. But otherwise, you know, there's a little professional jealousy there, I think.
Oh yeah, when you find out your buddy just picked up a Wilton bullet vise for like $25 that you didn't see or you weren't down there early enough to get, you know, it gets you a little upset.
Yeah, it makes your heart pound.
Uh-huh.
But it's great to be down here in Pensacola, and the weather is beautiful because it's still March and it's colder than heck up in Illinois.
And it's a little warmer down here though, isn't it?
Oh boy, it's nice today.
I'm in my shorts. I'm in my Florida weather. So.
Now, I still got my Carhartts in the car that I had to bring along because that's what I was wearing when I left.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had a little front come through and it kind of cooled down.
Yeah.
So you enjoying your drive down here?
Yes, and I told Adam that I stopped at the Barber Museum, and that is going to be in one of the other clips, and also the Space Museum at Huntsville. So I hope a few of you watch that part of the video as well.
I'll be checking that out. I haven't been to Huntsville, but I did go to the Barber's Museum. I've got a video on that on my channel, and it's an excellent place to go. So anybody that's watching this video, you should go check out Barber's.
And that's exactly why I went, from watching yours.
Oh, really?
I wasn't really familiar with that place at all.
It's a neat place to see.
Mr.
Barber, man, he's got a beautiful place there.
Oh, it sure is. So I'm really glad to be here with you.
Well, I'm really glad that you came and that I finally got to meet you in person. This is unbelievable, really, that, you know, I started watching YouTube. You were the first person, as far as machining, that I started watching. You were the first. I remember Keith Fenner being the second person on YouTube doing machine work that I was watching. And I just never thought that I would be somebody that would get visited by, you know, TUBALCAIN, Mr. Pete. So.
You never know, and I feel the same way meeting you. So
I'm glad you come down here and visited. And what do you think about the shop?
I really like this shop. I wish I had this much room, and I like the larger machinery because I'm somewhat limited with what I do by smaller machinery, more typical of a home shop. But Adam has industrial size and industrial quality machinery here that few of us can afford or have room for. And you certainly aren't going to get this equipment in your basement.
It'd be a little difficult to get down in your basement. I'm just very fortunate that I had this nice shop here that I could move these machines into, and you know, coming from a machinist background with my dad and my granddad that had a lot of these machines that they wanted to pass down to me to use. So very fortunate for that.
And I appreciate, and I'm sure the viewers do as well, the credit you give to your dad and your grandfather for initiating you into this hobby, this business, this trade. And I like the picture that you have at the end of every one of your videos with your family.
Saturday Night Special, I have that picture. That is one of the only pictures that I have of all three of us, me, Dad, and Granddad. And it's really special to me because I remember my mom took that picture of us there at the shop. I was in the shop working and ended up going out there to help Dad and Granddad with something that was by his camper, and Mom just happened to have her camera, and she took a picture of us all. You know, so
yeah, be sure and take those pictures when you get a chance.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, Adam works full time, and his videos are made in the evening or whenever he has spare time, and he's made a lot of videos, and you can see that he is a master of the craft, even though he's probably less than half my age. So, and what I often tell people is that I don't really have 40 years experience as a teacher. You have 1 year of experience 40 times. So I don't get the in-depth skills probably that a machinist like Adam gets in his everyday work.
Well, I tell you, I always say that it's a lifelong learning experience, and I got that from my dad. He told me that one time, is that being a machinist is you're always learning, and I do. I'm always learning, and it may not be where I'm always learning how to cut something on a lathe or a mill. I'm just learning in this trade something new in this trade, another technique to use, or just another way to do something, or I'm learning about an aspect of the trades, mechanical skills and machinery that I've never learned before, you know. So I am always learning in it.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever done learning, and I know I'm not, and I'm 73 years old, so.
Well, I know that I've always enjoyed your videos, and I think you're a great teacher, and you put on some good content there, and the viewers will agree with me as well.
And we might title this video King Kong meets Godzilla.
There you go. That sounds pretty good to me. So I was going to show you some of the toolboxes. Now, you know, you being a machinist, you probably like this kind of stuff. This is a wooden toolbox that was made on NAS in the carpenter shop that serviced the USS Lexington. This was Dad's toolbox. So now I've shown this here recently. That's reamers right there. A lot of chucking reamers and whatnot. You know, bronze bushings.
That looks like a heavy drawer.
Oh yeah, it is. But something that's kind of unique about it is just the smell that comes out of these drawers whenever you open them up.
Yes, that is a good odor.
Yeah, you got that nice machine shop smell. Here's the caliper drawer.
Oh man, that's the mother lode of calipers.
We got a couple of the rinky-dinks right here, but here's the rest of the good stuff right here, you know. It's just most all these were here when I started doing work as a machinist, you know. And there's some, so like this one right here, that was my granddad's. You see the name? James Booth.
I'll be darned.
That was granddad's, and there's several of them that's got his name on them, and they're just kind of mixed in here.
And this was when he was at the Navy Yard, you said?
Yeah. He worked out there at the Navy base. He was a machinist and a machine shop foreman there for a long time, and their job primarily was to service the USS Lexington when it was stationed there. So there's a drawer there. We got there's more reamers here, tapered reamers, that kind of stuff.
A lot of reamers, and you can never have enough of them.
Yeah. So I was just showing you a couple things I've probably never shown on my channel. So there's a tool bit drawer. There's just a lot of tool bits right here and different cutters, and then you get down another one, and here's some of our boring bars and our turning tools, and there's still some in plastic cases.
Boring bars of all sizes.
Oh yeah. You got a lot of them in there. Some of them are homemade.
So we still use a lot of high-speed steel.
I do, yeah. I use quite a bit of it. Here's some of our micrometers, depth mic, you know, just different tools.
You know, everybody likes to snoop through tool drawers, so this is real interesting, Adam.
This is the one that I always use. This was Dad's. That's a JT Slocum, and it's a like a digit mic, as they call it. It's digital, but it's an analog digital.
But mechanically advanced with gears, little tiny gears.
Oh yeah.
Yep. No batteries required.
No, not at all. So that was some of Dad's stuff there, and then I'm going to show you one right over here too that you might like. And this one, pull it out. Are you ready?
All right. Holy mackerel!
There's our drill bits. Our taper shank.
That's for the small work.
Oh yeah.
It's extra long too.
Yeah. Here's a big one right here. That I remember I had bought this off of eBay years ago for me and Dad because we needed a long drill bit to get up in something. So I had found that. And I think I paid like $100 for it on eBay.
Wow.
So there's some that's mixed in here that had been viewers have sent in. Like some of those are viewers sent in, but I've got them kind of organized in 64ths, 32nds, and 16ths. But usually all you use a drill bit for is to get a hole in something, and then you're going to machine it,
Yeah.
you know, and bore it out.
I have no organization at all for my big drill bits, so I need to get a rack.
That's mine right there.
Now let's look at some Starrett tools.
All right, yeah, we got a couple Starrett drawers right here.
You know, Adam, just the sight of a Starrett box is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know, that logo, they really knew how to make a man excited.
Whenever you like Starrett, you can pick this box out from a mile away. And let me just tell you, if you're at the flea market and you see a red box, you go flying over there to find out what it is.
You know what? I thought I was the only one that's, and I tell you, when I'm at an auction and I see boxes like that, my heart starts thumping.
Yeah, there's that little gem we talked about.
And the logo there.
Yeah.
And the wooden boxes.
That's the
pretty awesome.
That's vernier right there, vernier caliper. Verniers, as I guess you're supposed to say it. Yeah. And then we got one more. We got some more different calipers and tools in there, and we got another one that I go into right here. It's got some different stuff. I like my collection of tools. I was lucky enough that a lot of this started with my dad and granddad, but I've kind of I've carried on the tradition of collecting tools.
Good. You can never have enough.
No. Some more right there.
Some more.
Yeah. These are my big boy mics. I don't think I've ever shown these on one of my videos. So, well, that's the Michitoya set that goes up to 18 inches. But I absolutely love the Starrett set right here.
Here's a YouTube first.
Yep. There's the 12.
Oh wow.
12 to 16. But I don't ever see anybody with these foam cases right here like this. It's like a hard foam. And
it is.
It's just very unique. So I love that set of mics right there.
You know, Adam, my dad gave me a box like this when I was in high school, and you viewers for my channel have seen that box many times, but I have quite a fondness for the Kennedy boxes. My brother had a Gersner. Yeah. And I was a little jealous of that because of the beautiful oak finish, but I think these are actually more practical than a wooden one.
Yeah, and I think these are iconic to machinists and
absolutely,
and machine shops. Now this is something really interesting, and I don't think I've talked about this. You see this tag here, Rock Island, Illinois. That's somewhere up close to you.
Yeah, 80 miles.
Okay, I'm wondering if. Is this a Rock Island or a Press Steelworks branded toolbox? I really don't know. I bought it like this. It had that tag on it. It's obviously a Kennedy. It's a Kennedy box, but it had this tag on it. And I bought this.
I wonder if it was branded.
Right. That's what I was wondering.
Would the Kennedy mark be on that, or was it on the?
Well, this top box was. You know, of course, I bought it separate than this one down here. This was a separate, but I bought this at a swap meet, a car swap meet at a drag strip for $25.
Wow!
And you know, it's in great shape. But anyway, it's sort of my go-to box every day that I keep a lot of my tools in. By the way, if my viewers are paying attention, I was trying to find those a few weeks back, and I finally found them. They were in my bag that I keep my cameras in.
Well, you know, when you have as much stuff as you and I have, sometimes it's hard to find.
You hide it from yourself. You go, I'm just going to put this in this drawer, and then you forget that you put it in that drawer.
Yeah, I do.
A lot of my rules and my scales, I call them scales really. They all kind of stack in right there, and some of my squares, but some of my older mics, which was my dad's and my granddad's, I kind of keep in these drawers here. There's some of our 1-inch and some of even the 1/2-inch mics there. Telescope gauges, and then over here we got our pitch gauges and some feeler gauges, thread gauges. There's a big hodgepodge of gauges and scales and squares and things like that in that drawer. But a lot of my stuff that I use all the time, I kind of go to this box right here.
Adam, I got a question for you.
What's that?
How many micrometers does a machinist like you need?
Really, you only need them up to about 36, so maybe about 36 mics.
Well, that's about how many I think I have.
Yeah.
But maybe as many as 50, and I believe you have duplicates too. But
you know, it really is. It's when you have a shop like this and you just kind of work. Typically, you have a set of mics that you like to use. It's your go-to mic. Like, okay, when I'm ready to use my 0 to 1 inch mic, my viewers have probably seen this one quite a bit.
Yes.
This was Dad's and Granddad's. I've got other 1 inch mics, but this is my favorite one. It feels good. I'm used to it. There's something about a mic that you're drawn to it.
I'm the same way. My dad gave me a Starrett mic when I was in high school, and somebody gave it to him because it was frozen up.
Oh yeah.
And eventually I got it loosened, and I have used it all these years, and it is my favorite mic. Probably because my dad gave it to me.
Yeah, yeah. This was Dad's, and he used it now. And I believe you can still buy this. I see it in the catalogs. This is the one that's all stainless steel, Starrett.
Oh, that is stainless.
Yeah, it's a stainless steel micrometer.
Really?
Yeah. And then the other unique thing about this mic is, see, it looks like it's been ground on right there. Mm-hmm. I never found out why that was ground on right there.
To this day.
I never did ask Dad why did he grind that. It's almost like maybe something got stuck to it, say like a weld spatter, you know, and he ground it off there. But I have no clue.
Well, it's not bad enough to where it went through a machine.
Right.
Because if it came from a school shop, you know, some of those mics at our high school went through the milling machine. And
they got sucked up into the cutters.
Yeah, got thrown against the wall, but still were usable.
Yeah. So that's my favorite 0 to 1 inch mic right there that I like to use. Now, you had mentioned a Gersner toolbox. This is a Gersner right here that I found on Craigslist here in town. I think I paid $150 for it, and it even had some tools. Me and my buddy Gil is the one that picked it up, and we split it. He took the tools, I kept the toolbox. But if I'm sure you know this, right? You pull it. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. It's this one. You pull that out, and then you look up in there. You'll know if it's a true Gersner, because it'll say it down on the bottom right there.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it now.
Built by Gersner and Sons, Dayton, Ohio.
I don't know if that's going to show up here, but there it says Gersner.
Uh-huh.
It's the real thing.
Yeah, so that's one way you can find out.
So this isn't made in China?
No, this was made up in Dayton, Ohio, or so the box says anyway. But a lot of these tools in here are tools that I have picked up myself in different. I think I got some online. I got some. There's digital mics I got at a pawn shop for a screaming deal. But a lot of this stuff right here is stuff that I have gotten at the flea market or the swap meet that I go to. Like all that stuff, that's all flea market stuff that I paid just dollars for. You know, all of it. There's a Craftsman, I believe. You know, RPM gauge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Craftsman. I think I paid $1 for that, and I cleaned it up, and it works. But all this stuff right here, you know, we were just talking about this. You see these tools at a flea market, and you know they say just give me $1 for it, and it's hard to walk away from that stuff.
I hear you.
So that's pretty much what a lot of this stuff is. There are some tools that were given to me. These transfer screws, or you know, like a transfer punch there. Those were given to me by some viewers.
They've seen me use those, and these are some of my favorite tools.
Those are
transfer
awesome.
screws. They're absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
If you got your viewers out there do not know what they are,
yeah.
why?
I'm trying to remember the name of it now. Hyman.
Yeah.
Hyman Manufacturing Company. And these are awesome.
Yeah.
They're like little set screws with a point on one side of it, so you can screw it in your hole, lay your metal on it, and hit it, and you got a transfer. So I think that's about it. We got some reamers and some files, but what I was mainly kind of pointing out is like this kind of stuff right here. I get my little flea market deals, and I clean them up, and I put them in this this toolbox right here.
Now you viewers, you newbies, if you don't know what this center drawer is for, somebody put in the comment what that is. Take a guess what that's for. I'm in Lulu's. That's Jimmy Buffett's sister's place, and I'm looking across the Intercoastal Waterway at the Acme Oyster House, and that's where ABOM79 had his meal in one of his other videos. So we're on the opposite side of the river, so to speak. I'm at the Naval Air Museum in Pensacola, Florida. I've been here several times before. This is the last day of my trip, and I do not intend to cover the museum because that's been covered in some of my other videos, and ABOM79 covers it in detail in one of his videos, so check that out. But this is a world-class museum with many, many aircraft, and a must-stop if you're in Florida.